All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all sincere Akim out there, pushing word in all truth and sincerity, and any sisters out there that may be listening. I got the brother
Mafba.
Yep. So we're here. We just went to a couple hours ago. We went to get some pizza, and we called them to ask, if they were open, and they said they're only doing takeouts. That there's no sit downs, and a lot of these restaurants are and then there was another prior to that. We called this one burger place, and we asked them if they're open. They said no, we're closed today, which are normally supposed to be open. They're like, we're closed today, and then tomorrow we're only going to be just doing deliveries only and takeout. So these places are shutting down. And then just recently, like as of a couple hours ago, the governor, the brother has the article up, he can read it, but the government's going to do a state shutdown of non-essential stores. So
yeah, you have this off of penlive.com, and it reads, Governor Tom Wolf orders a state shutdown of non-essential stores as of midnight, and that's midnight being on the current date, and 144 right there. It says March the 16th, Monday, 2020, year of prophecy. It says Governor Tom Wolf has announced that Pennsylvania has ordered a shutdown of non-essential stores as well as live bars and restaurants, except for take-out places and delivery as of midnight. And he anticipates to continue for 2 weeks.
See that? Anticipates to continue, and it could continue longer than that. Yeah. And it's funny because you fucking people, all right, you millennials. Excuse me, while all this stuff was going on, y'all were going to the fucking clubs, going to the bars, and weren't taking this shit seriously, because y'all filthy, really, a whole virus outbreak, and you basically ain't taking the necessary precautions. But ultimately, this is a fucking joke, man. Like, they are taking some major precautions. Now, there's two sides to this coin, right? If y'all were following up with this thing, I know the brother here, he was following up with that heavy. I was following up on that heavy back when I did the video with the woman crying to her mother that passed away. Like, this shit got really bad in Wuhan, and they weren't doing no coverage on it. And motherfuckers were dropping just dead in the middle of the street. So a lot of you people might be thinking that they're going above and beyond, they're doing all this unnecessary things. But in Wuhan, China, motherfuckers were just dying out in the streets. They were dying so quickly that they had to cremate the bodies before, so nothing would get worse. So yeah, so a lot of this is countermeasures to make sure it doesn't get to that level. The other side of this coin is the fact that they might be just doing this just cause, they really could be doing this just to fucking see how much control they can actually do. But this ain't just America. We're not talking about just America. We're not talking about just a country that in another country that has no effect on us. This is happening worldwide. Look what's happening in all these other countries. All these other shutdowns is happening as well. So the two sides of the coin, no matter which way you splice it, no matter which way you put it, no matter what angle you even look at this, ultimately, you people are not prepared. Y'all did not prepare yourselves spiritually, physically, and emotionally for this kind of thing. And most of you people that did so-called quote-unquote prepare yourselves, you only prepared yourselves carnally. And carnally preparing yourselves ain't gonna save you from what's about to come and the levels of magnitude of hell that's about ready to come. And this is only the beginning. So y'all really need to start preparing yourselves spiritually through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Because that's the only thing that's going to deliver you from these perils. And we're going to get into the scriptures. I don't know if you got something to say.
Yeah. I mean, I believe they actually have a site that goes into the actual live map for the coronavirus over the world. I mean, it's off of coronavirus. All right, I'm going to see if I can pull it up right now. Just so that you see, because a lot of people, they act like we just speaking arse and something like that. This is global, okay? So we're going to show you real quick. This is off of John Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center, University of Medicine, okay? So here it is, cumulative conform cases, and you have the active cases. China, you have at least 81,000. What's that? 32.
81,032.
Yeah, 27, 9, 80 in Italy, trailing behind. Then you got Iran, Spain. Okay, it's over there in the east, and South Korea, Germany, France, and U.S. And there's I have a actual another publication. It's off of another these so-called prepper guys who a lot of them have inside knowledge. They of course mention about how in the UK is going to be at least 70% to 80% is going to be affected. And with these close downs, they also talking about at least 12 months too, but I'm going to do my separate lesson on it right, because I don't have it right now. You have, of course, the rest of the places trailing behind: Germany, France, and U.S. You have U.S. got cases of almost damn nearly 4,287 cumulative conform, and you have the active cases here too. So you could check this out. The information is there. This is what, of course, Joshua Adawam, the wicked, E is placing. So it's in Africa as well. So y'all keep playing, but y'all gonna really see it in your face. Okay, right now the only thing is your face is people rolling in the stoves, taking out all the toilet paper and all of the different canned goods and stuff. Water and all they things and stuff. But soon you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. You ain't gonna get no takeaway.
And with these state stores about ready to close, Pennsylvania is about ready to put them liquor stores on lock. We already talked about that briefly a little bit. So y'all gonna be going to the liquor stores buying shit up because y'all gonna need some sort of how do you say, like a release? Yeah.
Escape from
reality. Escape from reality. How you gonna get that? You're gonna get that strong drink. But hey, that ain't nothing gonna save you, man. Hey, we're gonna get a strong drink to celebrate, man. Yeah. And give all praises and call hallelujah to Yahweh Shema Shai is what it's all gonna be about, Because like I said, the only way you're gonna actually really be delivered from this and be protected and safe from this is through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, to have the Most High in your corner,
That's exactly true, man. A lot of y'all just, like I said, y'all just pull up carnality and stuff, and y'all not really think about the power of Yahweh. You really think about the strength of Egypt and such. Pharaoh.
It talks about don't rely. Yep.
On, even put your trust in princes and such. That's in the book of Psalms and such. So if the want to go into the scriptures.
Yeah, I got Luke 12 and 46.
Okay.
Just base everything off of this.
This is the first precept, Luke chapter 12, and going to verse 46. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, Luke 12 and 46. Right, reads, "The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him."
Right, and right now you can see that the state of people is not looking for Yahweh Shema Shai. We've been out in the streets for how long? The apostles and the elders have been out in the streets for how long? All right, they were not looking for Yahweh Shema Shai. They were not looking to further their spirits in righteousness. They were in vanity. They were in their own pride. They were in the world, right?
Yeah, there's people out there, that is. Yep. Because we all in the spirit of mourning and preparedness spiritually, and they out there, of course, warning the elect out there, right? These being the forerunners, the Rashim, the heads, to wake up Israel. Okay.
And no matter how much shit got rough and then died down, and it seemed as if nothing was gonna happen, and shit got rough again and died down, it seemed like nothing was gonna happen, we stayed out there, true, faithful. Because that's ultimately what's diligent. That's what it's all about. It's all about diligence. And I said this off camera. That even if let's say, let me play so-called quote unquote devil's advocate. Let's say by April or whatever the case is, it all blows over. We completely heal from the coronavirus outbreak. Everything goes back to so-called normal. The stocks start to come back a little bit from the deficit that it's fucking at. Because the stock market is so down right now. But say, like I said, April comes around, the coronavirus, the last few cases of people affected is done away with. All that tells you is how unprepared you people really are for something way, way worse. And the scriptures talk about how bad it's going to get. So this is only mere this is the appetizer, man. This is literally the appetizer of a full course meal.
Yeah, you getting a warm up.
Yeah. Starter. This is just a warm up. This is just a warm up, man. This is phase one of many, a very, very crazy and hard. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal out there, man. And so the point that I'm trying to make is, even if this all blows over, like 9/11, 9/11, you know, some shit happened after 9/11. They did the whole, you know, to set themselves up, setting up those building blocks, right, so they can essentially knock them down with the, you know, the what was that shit that they put out in place after 9/11? Yeah, the Patriot Act and all that stuff. Yeah. So those are so-called building blocks and all that stuff. So even if this could easily be building blocks that further set us up to the chip, right? You know, look at how people weren't prepared health-wise. That's why we have to implement this chip. Whatever the case is, right? But it just shows you the way that people are reacting right now, this very moment. If this is not the end, which it sure as hell feels like it, just know that it is coming, man. It is coming, and if this blows over, it's only going to get worse. It has to, man. The scriptures do not lie. The Lord is a man who shall not lie. So if he says it's going to get worse, surely it's going to get worse. So it's just beautiful. Like all in all, this is beautiful. You know, and like I said, if it blows over by April, by fucking June, whatever the case is, that's not gonna waver our faith. You know, if it all blows over, we're still gonna be out there preaching the downfall of this kingdom, point blank, period, because it has to happen, and we're prophets, all right, and we're men of Yahweh Shema Shai, and we're the hopeful elect. That's why we're ultimately doing it. That's why we ultimately keep our diligence to be of that, you know, elect, right? That we be caught blameless, right? You know,
we don't want to have any blots on us and such. You know, we want to be that perfect bride for the bridegroom being Yahweh Shai. All right, real quick precept, the second Edges chapter 5:42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. Con. Yeah, you know, look, it go around this judgment, go around full circle 360. You know, as I believe I've heard. You know, I keep going to it. And like I was going to it with me, you know, through the spirit, like you have it with when you put that ring on, it get all the way on. Look, that's it. Ain't no more else. It's stuck there where it is. It ain't no going back. It could go back, but look, this ain't going back, okay? Like I said, there's no slackness at the last. It's tight, you know? It's right there, so you gotta address it. All right? Even so, there's no swiftness of the first, okay? So, you know, this judgment is here, all right? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the precept back in the book of Luke, chapter 12, and that was 46. And it says here that at that hour when he is not aware, this is in the red letter on the Yahweh Shai speaking, and it says, and I will cut him in sunder, and I will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
Saki, you go read that one more time.
Come on, this is the book of. All right. This is the You know, I checking out something that says this is Luke chapter 12:46. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint his portion with the unbelievers.
Yeah, he's gonna cut your point with the unbelievers. Y'all unbelieving. Y'all a bunch of unbelieving niggas out there, okay? And y'all gonna be judged for that, man. We're out here, you know, trying to wake up the elect. You know, we're enduring all hardships. We're enduring you people coming up, you know, calling the cops on us, lying on our name. You know, there's brothers that, you know, had it worse than what we had it. You know, I mean, yeah, we got into some scuffles, we got into some fights, we got the cops called on us and all that good stuff, so-called, you know. But you know, there's other camps that had it even worse, and y'all people got to be judged for that, man. So and y'all didn't consider. You know, y'all consider our thing as a yeah. You know, liking us on a fucking dogs, you know? Literally talking about niggas in cloth and all this, you know, we suffered that. And we have to. We're gonna continue to suffer that. For Yahweh Shema Shai's sake, for the elect's sake, right? The Apostle Paul said he endured all things for the elect's sake. So we're not bitching about this. Ultimately it's the stuff we know we gotta go through this stuff, right? You know? Go ahead, read that, and I got a quick thing I want to bring out there. Go read that.
This is another precept. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:1. It says, but of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh Shemashah, the Lord, so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon him, as travaileth upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So of course, we know that the Lord is going to come in the thief in the night. It comes when you don't expect him to come. All right, he arising at your surprise, and that's who, of course, the Lord is sending his son Yahweh Shai to come back to this world to bring, of course, the judgment. All right, Mashapatiyam. All right, Lababal to Babylon. All right, and to all of those inhabitants on the earth. All right, you either gonna be judged for being righteous or you gonna be judged for being wicked. All right. And like I said, when they shall say peace and safety, as the ark is going into it, like, yes, say if this blows over or something like that, well, sudden destruction gonna come upon you, just like a woman with child. They shall, so a woman with child, them birth pains come, boom, water break, boom, all right. But in this time, look, it ain't gonna be no hospital for you, all right. It says, and they shall not escape. Okay.
And here's the thing too: is the amount of all the shit that's happening right now, like the talks of World War III. The famine and the pestilence and the diseases and all this stuff, all the shit that happened in the 2020 and leading up to this, it just proves that like there's only one more like prophecy that needs to take place right now. It's the RFID microchip, and you can see they're building those blocks right now. There is nothing but everything's installed with NFC now. Any Wawa you go to, they're accepting the NFC, the so-called near field communications or mobile payment or chipped like payment. So just know that everything's set up for that final prophecy. So we know we're in the last times. We know that final prophecy is about ready to be issued because look at all these other prophecies that are going to place right now. So hey, this might blow over, and then next thing you know, all of a sudden all this stuff about the chip.
Yeah.
You know.
They got agendas already out there, man. On the books and law books, and they already been passing all these different various executive orders.
Setting up. Yep.
Yeah, so they getting ready to do what they gonna do. All right, this ain't off and done in vain. Of course, the Lord, he puts the various instruction within the different leaders, the princes and such. He controlled the hearts of the kings and such.
That's right.
And control. What's that? Proverbs.
I think it's Proverbs
22.
22 and 2. I think.
This is a book of Proverbs, real quick, just for the priff. Proverbs chapter 22 or 20.
No, try 20. Might be 21.
Yeah.
Says
this is Proverbs 21 and 1. With Proverbs going to wise saying, it says, a king's heart, meaning the mind, is in the hand, the power of Yahweh. Yep. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
That's right. Yep. So wherever the Lord wants to turn these kings' hearts, and the reason why it uses the term king is like a man of position of power, right? So Esau, who's in power right now, he has the dominion and the control of his mind. So whatever he wants them to do, he's gonna have them do it. That's why scriptures talk about how he set it up over at the basis of men. He controlled Esau and gave him that power to basically be that ruling evil wicked power that he became to be. But ultimately, everything like the brother was going into, the brother said that everything that the Lord did, he used Esau to do it, right? So he controlled the hearts of the men, the minds of the men, rather, right? And so whatever they're doing, all this stuff about shutting down things left and right and all that, it's all the Lord's doing. The Lord's causing them to do all this, right? So if there's any type of acts or like that, or type of Congress implements, right, that where they might implement the RFID microchip, that's all the Lord's doing. And the Lord said all this stuff was going to happen, and now all it's happening. So how is that possible? Because obviously he's in control of everything. Nobody can do anything outside the Lord's will.
Yeah, man's going to the Lord, man.
Exactly. Yep. Even being a prophet, even down to being a prophet is of the Lord's doing.
Yeah. Me and I was talking about it. The head of the camp, the Bach, he was talking about how Jonah, right?
Yeah.
He trying to excuse Maddie. He wanted to escape the wolf.
Yeah.
Go cuss out Yashala.
And what did the Lord do? The Lord caused that. Yeah.
Yeah, fish swallow him up.
and he like the Lord caused a crazy tempest to come.
Yeah.
And they were like, why is this tempest coming? They cast a lot, and it fell on Jonah.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonah was like, no, I ain't doing that. And the Lord's like, all right,
God.
I got something for you. And then even when who was that, Jeremiah? He kind of like was basically kind of like weak. He was like, yeah, he's like, I'm young. How am I gonna say? What am I gonna say to these people? He's like, don't worry about that. I'm gonna give you a mouth. Yeah. So. Ultimately, it's all the Lord's doing. It's beautiful, man. And the Lord told you what He was going to do. You just people just don't believe it. You agnostic assholes, you atheist assholes. You know, y'all people that believe that the Lord is nothing but good doing. You know, he only does good. Which everything, well, not to get it twisted, everything the Lord does is good. Killing and making alive and wounding and healing, that's all good. It's all balanced. The Lord is a balanced, just power. So ultimately, it is good. Just to your carnal mind, you think it to be bad, right? When little Sally get ran over by a car, you know, you just immediately want to blame Satan, you know. But remember that power. Don't take away no power from the Lord. It's all the Lord's doing. That's all.
Yeah, I think you wanted to bring out that.
Yeah, let me bring this out real quick. So I just got an alert on my phone real quick. It's kind of just going more further into these closings. So I signed up for the Planet Fitness and the Rising. So I don't go there no more. But I guess they since that's my home gym, they sent me this email, and I'm pretty sure this is probably a lot of gyms probably send out this email to people. Like, so if you have a home gym, you know, you probably, and you know, y'all brothers can lead a comment board if y'all gyms are experiencing this or if you're experiencing any types of closures. But without further ado, this email says, in response to state officials' mandated containment effort in Pennsylvania, Planet Fitness in Philadelphia will be temporarily, it's the specific one in Rising Sun, will be temporarily closed effective 5 p.m. on Monday, March 16th. So that's right now. So they just effectively closed right now, this very moment. So right now it is 5 o'clock on March 16th. You know, by the time we upload this video and all that, you know, it might be a little later, but it's March 16th, 5 p.m., the year of prophecy, 2020. So it says, your March monthly dues will be billed as we were, unfortunately, unable to stop the pre-scheduled draft on short notice. So, which they're fucking assholes. They could have canceled the payment.
They're taking your money because you already signed up, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, look, they know they're going to lose a lot of money, you know, and they know a lot of people probably going to cancel if they got month-to-month contracts. Yep. So, you know, of course, they're going to get their money now real quick. And then, like I say, things probably most likely, if this thing continues, is going to get suspended, you know? So, yeah. Yep,
so it says, we will continue to monitor the situation closely and will reopen as soon as permitted. Right. So they don't even give a time or date or anything. They just say as soon as permitted. Right. In the meantime, we encourage you, that's bullshit. It says, your health and well-being is our top priority. We appreciate your support and shared efforts to help keep our community strong and healthy. We look forward to seeing you. And there's a thing that says basically there was something that basically said that they're gonna like basically stop all payments. Yeah. So you know,
auto pays and stuff that, you know, renew for the different your membership, of course, billed to your debit credit.
It says. So like it says, that said, please know that when we reopen, we will provide a credit for closed days previously paid for, and we will not be charging future monthly dues until we reopen. So they'll apparently going to reimburse you for the time in which they were closed, and then if you know, I guess for this month or like that, and then they're not going to be charging for future monthly payments. But yeah, that's beautiful, man. It just shows you, man. It shows you that this shit about to lock. All right, doors are locked.
Yeah, doors is locked, man. Nobody entering no more, man. Yeah, so, you know, it's prophecy, bro. You know, that's the time we in, man. Let me see. I'm gonna continue. This is back to the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 4, and it reads, "But brethren, ye brethren, for it's like it are not in darkness." You know, we're not in ignorance, man. We know, you know, we of course are not ignorant of Satan's devices. That day should overtake you as a thief. And I'm gonna go into that term for overtake because most people are being overtaken by, you know, all that's going about. You know, especially you know, as you see them at these different stores filling up their carts with whatever you know, major items which they perceive to be essential for them and such, which mainly is toilet paper and Mike and Ike's and whatever little snacks that they got, and frozen meats and the chicken and I mean, they first go for the tissue, but then they'll go for the napkins,
hand sanitizer, but they don't want to buy no actual soap.
Yeah, what's up with the soap though? The soap is filled. I got a whole Arm & Hammer wash detergent for $2. The lowest price I've ever seen in my life, you know. So it tell you about overtake. You got it here in the Greek, which is katalema beno, which it means to lay hold or make someone's own, to obtain, all right, to seize or take possession of, you know, and to catch, you know. So overtaker, they can catch us, you know that we not in darkness so that we can be caught up, overtaken as a thief, all right. Going down, and it says, verse 5, 1 Thessalonians 5:5, you are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Okay, so it says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
That's right. But let us watch and be sober. But like what I was going into, like, you people didn't prepare yourselves. You didn't watch them. You didn't take heed to these words. You know. And these are words of old, man. These are ancient words, man. These are words that's been spoken for many years, man. Many years. You know, we had just recently have been brought back. You know. Yeah. We have been recently just be brought back to this truth, right? Through the elders and apostles, and to the men of old, right? Abba Bivens and all of them, all the head men that was given the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? God. And leading all the way down to our apostles, right? And then even down to us and younger brother who are out there. Scripture say, despise not thy youth, right? But be thou an example to the unbelievers. So all you younger Akim out there that were doing this work, pushing this ministry, doing the right thing, but half the other people ain't considering this, right? They ain't considering the right ways, But to those that are out there pushing His word, and those that are adhering to it and receiving it, that's a blessing. That's a good thing, right? And that's what it's all about. Ultimately, it's all about this. So we're, here it is. We're preparing ourselves. We're keeping our minds right. We're keeping our garments cleaned, right? Yep. Staying faithful, staying true. And, hopefully in doing so, the Lord, sees that as a very great thing and basically delivers us. But in all that doing, we do it for the elect's sake. So we're hopefully bringing in the elect, right? Yeah. The
elect going to be having to look for somebody to guide them. Yeah. They going to look to cling on to the skirts of our garments and such, speaking, look, they're going to want to cleave to you if they are the elect.
Yeah, but those of you, and that's kind of where this video going to go to, is like those of you that didn't adhere, and those of you that didn't listen to the Lord, that didn't prepare themselves, y'all going to be fucked up, man. Y'all going to be fucked up out there. And the scriptures talk about, through the terror of the Lord we persuade men. So ultimately, we're trying, to strike fear through you in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. We're trying to strike fear in you to wake you up. But just know, y'all people are going to get fucked up out there, man. Y'all really going to get fucked up out there. And I don't know if you have a precept, but then if you want to go back to Luke 12 and 46 and then read to 47, unless you got something.
God. Yeah, like, they tell you in the book of, I believe that's what's that, Amos 5, about the day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Yes.
Yep. I'm going to get it real quick. Amos chapter 5, I think it's 5, right? Or 4? Yeah, this is Amos chapter 5 and 8. It's like 5 and 18 says, woe. Oh, actually, I'm gonna start up above. It says, therefore, the Lord said, therefore the Lord Yahweh, the power of hosts of armies, the Lord said, wailing shall be in all streets.
Wailing shall be in all streets. Wailing shall be in all streets. I'm looking at wailing.
Yep. Going into the term.
That woman. This video I did where she was wailing in the street. I should have brought this video or this article or Slack. I should have brought this preset out when I was doing my video.
God. Yeah, you got Ma Sapad Bahabariath. And it means literally wailing, lamentation, one who mourneth.
Yeah, exactly. And all I can think of is someone crying,
Yeah. Profusely, literally.
Yeah, screaming.
And it's very bitter sounding and such, Yeah. It says, wailing shall be in all the streets. Okay, so it's not just in Italy. It's not just in Iran. It's not just in China. It's in America. It's in your Venezuela. It's in your Africa. It's everywhere. Okay. It says in they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as skillful of lamentation to wailing. Yeah, going down. It says, and all the vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, said Yahweh. And it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's something that you really, really have to meditate on. That the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. All right, so you people out there, y'all in for a very, very rude and cruel destruction, and ending. Because the day of the Lord, the day that's at hand, it's close at hand, is a day of darkness, man. It's a day of gloominess.
Yep. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. It says, shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
Right. So this destruction is coming, and there's no escaping it. There's nothing you can do. All right. World War III will happen. The RFID microchip will be implemented. And 2/3 of you people are going to be 2/3 of the Lord's people, of his own people, he's going to destroy. And you other nations are going to also be destroyed.
One quick precept is the book of Job, chapter 12, and verse 23. It says, and he increaseth the nations and destroyeth them. He enlargeth the nations and straighten them again. And we know that word for straighten go back to a position of difficulty. And Baha Barith in the Hebrew, it go to Nacha, which Nacha goes into, I know that in Hebrew, meaning the guide, all right? Which the Lord is the one that's leading and guiding everything and controlling everything, right? Which the Akkad was speaking about. So this is a precept to help support that and straighten them again, all right? Because the Lord is ultimately controlling the kings and the leaders. It says, he taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth.
That's right. That's right. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth. And that's what he's doing. Go ahead.
And causeth them to wander in the wilderness where there's no way.
See that? And causes that's, man. And y'all see all people right now. Fucking, going to the store buying up toilet paper. Like a bunch of assholes, man. Fuck. Y'all people make me mad. Y'all people piss me off with your fucking foolishness.
Right. We got 2 wolves in our houses.
And ultimately, y'all don't consider the only way you're going to be delivered out this is through Yahweh Shema Shai. And y'all niggas want to fucking buy up goddamn fucking toilet paper, Y'all people are crazy, man. Y'all are stupid as hell. I don't give a shit about these other nations doing the dumb shit that they're doing. They're obviously going to flock and all that, Like the Edomite devil say, what the fuck you doing about that goddamn coronavirus, Hey, look, I don't care about you people, but Jake, y'all fucking people, man. The Lord's people, he causing them to wander in the wilderness where there's no way. But the elect, we hear, we know what it's all about. We have the knowledge and wisdom, which is the stability of that time. We know what's going to keep us stable. We know what's gonna deliver us. We know who to seek after and who to trust in and rely in, which is Yahweh Shema Shai. Proverbs 18:10. Is that not right?
You want me to get it?
Kind of, if you want.
This is the book of Proverbs. What was it?
18:10.
Proverb 18:10. Quarai reads, the name of Yahweh is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and are safe. Right,
the righteous runneth into it and safe. Those of you that aren't righteous, those of you that are using the Lord's name in vain, y'all gonna get destroyed for that. But the righteous, those that are diligently seeking, diligently considering the Lord's ways and the Lord's judgments, right? We call upon the Lord for his protection. Yeah. Where he's our shield and buckler to us, right?
Our strong stay, man. That's who we put our trust, and that's whom, of course, is gonna guide us and shield us from all of this evil and all these different wicked darts of the devil, Satan. All right, which is all right, the spiritual forces out here. The spiritual, forces invisible. The Lord is protecting the elect the whole time due to, of course, the power of the angels and such. All right, which do the order of the Lord. Okay, there's a precept that talk about how of course, how the leaders are. So is the people. I believe it's in Sirach. You know, like it speak about how you know, like basically how the leader of a city is. That's how the people gonna be. You know, because you know, more precept, and Lord willing, I can find it. No, look, you know, the rulers out here, they're confused. You know, they don't even know what's going to hell on. No, they know the Lord is on His way. They know, you know, they got but a short time, and you know, they just pushing out all this confusion and madness onto the people. You know, so the people are being as just as these E's are. You know, following after their way. Being demons. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 10. All right, I'm gonna pull it up real quick on this screen so you can pull it up, so you can see it. The new. All right, this is Sirach, chapter 10. It's Slaki. I know the he you know, always go. He mentioned about this not being a long lesson. All right, the spirit, but you know, and so it says here. It says Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and 1. It says a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of the prudent man is well ordered. All right, and that's going to be a government under the house of David by Yahweh, under Yahweh Shai, King David, and the rest of the 144,000 government body in the kingdom. All right, it's going to be well ordered. It's going to be, of course, ruled in prudence, which is wisdom. All right, it says as the judge of the people is himself. All right, so who is the judges and princes right now that's ruling right now in our stead? The wicked. All right, so and you know they confusion, you know they of nothing but darkness. So of course it tell you about in the scriptures, gross darkness covered the people. You know the earth is covered, but gross darkness. Yeah, you know it says and they have causing our people to err, the Israelites. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans. All right, it says so are his officers. In what manner of a man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And and it says, "And an unwise king destroyed his people."
Damn, that's crazy. Right. An unwise king destroyed his people, man.
Right. And right now, who the king? You know, Babylon. Right now, you see these E's. All right. Currently, Donald Trump. Right now, okay. You see what he doing here. You know, you see what these elites are doing. These Rothschild elite banking families. They got this whole thing crashing, and they flooding it with all this money that's not really money. It's just fiat currency. You know. Federal Reserve banknotes.
You don't realize that people don't realize that he's destroying the economy. He's destroying your kingdom. The more money he pumps out, the more money he's gonna put. Where's he gonna pull fucking $1 trillion from? This dude said he's gonna pull I think it was like $1.3 trillion because of the corona outbreak.
Emergency shit.
Yeah, man, where are you pulling that money from, man? To the fucking corrupted the you know. Yeah. Do a fucking a dollar that is worthless, man. Fucking idiots, yo.
God.
Y'all kingdom's done, man. Y'all kingdom's finished.
Yeah. God.
Go ahead.
It says, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhibited. And that's going to be through the elect, you know. Our city being Jerusalem, and all our cities that's going to be established, they're going to be right. Okay? God. All right. Crazy. Con. Yep. You had a you said?
Yeah. Go to Second Esdras, the 16th chapter and the first verse.
All right.
It's gonna be hard not to read this whole book. Yeah. This whole book is Second Esdras 16 and 15 is really really good. But I want to read Second Esdras 16 and 1. Yep. I'll let the scripture spot talk for the most part, but because there's a lot of meat in here.
Yeah. It says Second Esdras, Isaiah. Mean help. It says chapter 16 and 1. It says, woe meaning destruction be unto thee, Babylon, in Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
See that? Woe unto Babylon and Asia. So woe unto you countries, man. Woe unto Esau. Woe unto America. Woe unto Moab and Ammon. Woe unto basically all you countries out there, man. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, gird up yourselves with cloth of sack and hair, bewail your children and be sorry before your destruction is at hand.
Yep, and that's what the prophets are saying right now. Your destruction is at hand. All right, Esdras. This is Esdras, man. That knew all this that was happening because the angels showed him, man. So this is the same thing we're saying. Gird up yourselves with sackcloth. You know, mourn, bewail your children, mourn your children, and be sorry for your destruction is at hand. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
And wasn't that what we were saying? Weren't we saying that earlier through the Spirit that there's no turning this back?
Isn't it turning back at all? You know, it's here, man.
Yeah, like we were joking yesterday at the live stream. There ain't no restarts. There ain't no.
That's it. This is it, man.
Yep.
Where you go back from here? I mean, there's different measures that been set up that never been placed ever in existence.
No, I was gonna say there ain't no flashpoints. Okay, well, Flashpoint was in the show The Flash, where he basically went so far, he went so fast, he was able to go back in time and create basically an alternate timeline to basically prevent the shit that happened. There ain't nothing like that can happen, man. You can't upset prophecy.
Right, because what is written is what's gonna be. What the Lord wrote. He ain't gonna go back on His word. So,
and we know that, and it's like, but we know this sword is coming, right? So a sword is set upon you, who may turn it back. That's why I opened up with, even if this all blows over, we know that sword is still going to be sent out. Those thermonuclear missiles, being that ultimate sword, are still going to be sent out. Yeah. They weren't created for nothing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. The waster to destroy, the Lord said He's going to do. Yep. It says, verse 4, it says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Go ahead.
Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Right, go ahead.
It says, verse 6.
Is coronavirus not a plague?
Right. It's a plague, man. It's a mighty one at that, man. I mean, you see what, we showed you that coronavirus map. That's what they actually show you. We showing you the different, the different states and the different countries that have enacted various curfews, various restrictions upon the citizens, all of aspects of your life, as they have showed you in the different media with different articles, is going to change. Your daily routines is going to change. You're going to have to, of course, make a adjustment to what is being done. All right, what your government, what your leaders are declaring. All right.
Yeah, and your leaders are declaring a lot of these businesses to be shut down. People work at these fucking businesses. People use this. People use this as their means of monetary, to sustainability. Yeah. Here's what they use to pay their fucking bills. Right. I don't see nothing about your rent not having to be paid no more. Right. No, because they still need that fucking rent. Yeah. Water still needs to be paid. Yeah. Sewage still needs to be paid. All these things still need to be paid, but I don't see them saying, "Oh, you don't got to pay these bills." They said about the school debt, like your debt loans, like all they're gonna do is take away the interest. Yeah. But you still have to pay the shit. But how are you supposed to pay it if you're fucking if you don't got no job and everything's closed?
Well, where's that money to pay back that loan?
Yeah,
it's still high. I mean,
I know. Yeah,
it's mostly women out there.
That's beautiful, man.
2/3 of them out the student loan debt.
Yeah, all you people that look to the college for help and for your future, and now look at you.
You stuck with a high debt and no job to go to. Most of y'all be working at getting tips and y'all know what y'all be doing. Yep. Hardums and such. Exactly. Sugar daddies and all that. Well, guess what? Your sugar daddy gonna stay in the house and hoard, and he might get coronavirus.
A lot of y'all become fucking ash booty shakers and all that, and strippers just to pay for your fucking so-called college education. Yep. And then you just end up going back to shit anyways because you don't got a fucking job that's in your field.
Yeah. Yep. God. We'll go back to 2nd Esdras chapter 16, and it says here, "And may a man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in the stubble when it had begun to burn."
And this is heavy, man. This is beautiful. This is very interesting. This is very keen for you people to understand. Can anyone drive away a hungry lion in the woods? Hell no, man. Or man, anyone. There's a brother that sent me a video, and I don't know if I showed it to you, but the lion literally, like the guy was just at the zoo just chilling, and the lion was just like this, and then quickly grabbed the dude's arm and started tearing at it. He didn't rip the dude's arm off, but he damn near almost did. Yeah. You can't stop a hungry lion, in the woods if you're out there by yourself. Right. Or can you quench the fire in the stubble? No, you can't do that, man. Yeah. From the there's no way to quench the fire from the stubble. God. So just like that, you can't turn back the Lord's plagues. It's that simple, man. It's that simple.
God. It says when it had begun to burn, it says, "May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer."
Yep, and that's also true. You cannot turn again an arrow that is shot from a strong archer. Once that arrow is shot forth, you can't just stop that in mid-flight and turn it around. Right. That shit gonna strike you right through. And ultimately, we know that the archer and those arrows are those thermonuclear missiles, and you for the damn sure can't turn that shit around. Yeah.
Yeah, tell you they're not gonna break their mark. Well, the bands, it's in Joel.
Yep.
You know, wherever of course it's sent out to go to, is gonna hit his mark.
Exactly.
The Spirit of the Lord gonna be there.
And in the ancient times, when an archer shot that arrow, that shit wasn't coming back, man. It wasn't no it wasn't an arrow, ain't no damn boomerang. Yeah. All right. That shit don't come back. All right. So when an arrow is shot forward, it goes all the way to its mark and strikes its mark. Period. That's it. Yep. All right. Go ahead.
It says, verse 8, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
No one. No one. Go ahead.
It says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
Yep, and we know that fire is coming forth, man. That fire is going to be issued through the Lord. That fire being ultimately the thermonuclear missiles, but we know before that, the heat going to get turned up. Yep. The heat going to be turned up with these plagues and this all that stuff. All that kind of, yep, go ahead.
All these different plagues,
famine.
Yeah, famine, death, great mourning, widowhood, poverty. Okay, all of it lights out,
raping. All right, you women are going to get raped out in the streets.
Yeah, man, that's written. They're talking about the women going to be ravished and stuff, There's going to be these various...
And who the fuck y'all going to turn to for help? Who y'all going to turn to for help when you all getting raped?
Right. Yeah, right. I mean...
When there ain't no police to go to.
Yeah, no police. No
when it's just straight anarchy out here. When people are just bum rushing the streets, man.
Yeah, no, they looting you out there. They ain't got the money. Is through. Barton system is set up. All right. Like I say, I believe the Elder Malcolm of Chicago said, gonna be a woman chained up to a damn pole, and this lines of dudes gonna be going in, man. Hey, y'all want something to eat? All right. Well, what do you got? I got this woman. Okay, here. All right. You can, if you give me some money, I'll give you something to eat, or whatever. However way you want to, go and do it. This woman is the way of me getting my food for the day. Okay, and they're gonna use you women as a bartering system. Okay, and that's just how it's gonna be. It's gonna go back to that old ancient savage life and stuff out here, man, because it's gonna be lawless and no order out here. They ain't gonna regard their princes out here. It's gonna be insurrection. They're gonna come against their leaders. Anarchy gonna be out here. God, so it says here, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Yeah,
and we've seen it where the Lord has spoken with thunder and lightning to the people, and the people was stricken with fear. Yeah. So when he gonna cast lightnings, and that's rhetorical questions. Who shall not fear? It ain't gonna be everybody gonna be fearing and in terror when the Lord strikes with it, with that thunder and lightning. Yeah, man. Cause it's gonna be fierce, man.
God. Yep, that's right, man. This just goes into it some, but all right. God. So you want me to keep going, or this keep reading? Yep. All right, Con. This is verse 11. It says in the
there's so much to this. I'm trying to figure out when I want to stop reading.
But
there's one point I want to get to, and then we'll just read a little bit past the point. And that's when I'll try to stop it for
Yeah. All right. It says the Lord shall threaten, and who shall
that's it right there, yep.
not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. It says the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not utterly be beaten to powder at his presence. It says the Lord shall threaten with all it's like the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
See that? The Lord is going to threaten, and y'all people are going to be utterly beaten to powder at his presence, because y'all didn't prepare yourselves. Y'all didn't get right with the Lord. Y'all didn't adhere to the word when he was out there, man. When he had the prophets out there prophesying, you didn't adhere to him. You didn't adhere to the mouthpiece, right? The scriptures talk about Proverbs, the 1st chapter, where it talks about, you're going to laugh at your calamity. You're going to mock when your fear cometh, because you did not, repent. You did not, consider the Lord when he may be found.
Yeah. It tell you about that word threaten. It says to express, it says to be, let me use this one, verse 2, to be a source of danger, endangerer. All right. So, to express and use threats. I mean, the Lord already put out the word, so I mean, right now.
There you go, to indicate or be a source of danger or harm.
That's it, and as you tell you, one of his titles being the King of Terrors.
Yep.
All right, you read that in the book of Job. Okay, I'm gonna get it real quick. King, probably like terror. All right, terrors. All right, Job, probably in Ayawab or Job chapter 18 and 14, and it says here. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle out of ease, right? And it shall bring him to the King of Terrors, all right? And this is one of the titles for the Lord, all right? Going into terrors, you got Malak, all right? Malak, yep, 2, the king. And you got Ba-Laha, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, yep.
All right? Which,
I was looking at the
oh, sorry, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Or they got it in plural sense. Different. Yeah, so it says the terror, destruction, calamity, and dreadful event, alarm, hence destruction, terror, and trouble.
Yep.
All right, and as we know, another title of the Lord is Alashadya,
Yep.
that demon-like power. Okay. So look, man, dreadful demon-like power. All right, Lord Almighty. Okay. Con. What you got?
Yeah, there we go. So that word, that precept that you looked, or that definition of the word, is dreadful, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Malachi 1:14.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and 14. Okay, yep. Read it.
Yep.
It says, "But cursed be to the deceiver, which hath his flock male and voweth and sacrifice unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen."
You see that? And the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen. And cursed be, look, y'all gave, wicked sacrifices, y'all the nations and stuff like that, especially Esau.
Yeah, know that E brought the fruit.
Yep.
Fruit of the field, not the, animal sacrifice. And look, you got to give exactly what the Lord requires, man. If not, the Lord going to reject that, And also for us, man, we putting our bodies on the line as a living sacrifice. So, we, us doing that, we want to collect a peace offering.
Yep. And we know in the book of Malachi, we know who it's talking about.
Yeah.
Who's the book of Malachi written for?
God.
Esau, right?
Yeah. It said E is who I hated, right? In that book.
Yeah, Malachi the first chapter says, whereas Edom said we are impoverished, right?
Yeah, but I will return and build the desolate places, Yeah, Con. I'm gonna get real quick precept. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 35 and 1. All right. I don't know if he wanted that people willing to do that power too.
We want to bring up a couple precepts.
All right.
Like that.
Yeah.
If you want to just blitz through a bunch.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So it says here, this is actually we'll get that then first, and then they'll precept the gifts work with this. All right. So yeah, because really y'all supposed to be taking heed to this word, seeing these terrors that's happening. The gates of mercy still open at this time. The Lord still got his hand open. He can save. Get right. You Israelites, so-called Negro Latino Americans, and also
the time, man. That's what this is all about, man. This is labor of love for us, and this is to bring in the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's what it's all about, man. Because we know that once the elect are sealed, this is heavy on me to always say that once the elect are sealed, that's when the end will come. And that's what it's all about. It's all about sealing the elect. So the more we do these videos, the more the brothers that get come into this thing, and put on them new garments, right? Mm-hmm. Basically put off that old man is more so what I was looking for. Once you put off that old man and put on that new man, and you're the elect and you be sealed, it's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for this kingdom. So whatever we can do to push this word so the elect hear it, that's what we're willing to do. Like the scriptures talk about a man that goeth after a sheep, the lost sheep. And he look at it, and then when he find it, he bring it rejoicing. That's the spirit we're in, man. Every time a new brother come into this thing, it's a rejoiceful thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. So we want the elect to be sealed, man. We want the elect to get this truth. Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
To the power. This is the book of the volume or Psalm chapter 110 and 3, and it reads. It says, thy people shall. I can start above. This is Psalm chapter 1:10 and 2 says, the Lord Yahweh shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. And the beauty is holiness. Up from the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. All right. So the people shall be willing in the day of thy power. You got Nadabah. All right. All right. Which is a voluntariness and a free will offering. Okay. Which, they're going to give that up freely, and, like I always go into like the history, I think, like with the prophets of Baal and such, that story when they was, who was that prophet? Was it, I'm not sure. I forget what prophet was when he told you wet up the whole thing and then let it on fire, drown it. You know what I'm talking about? I might have to pull it up. It might be, let me see, Slakia. Originally, I had a Ak that brought this pre out before. First Chronicles. Wait, is that it? No, that's not it. Slakia. But, let me see, Slakia. I might be able to find it. He showed like spiritual power through this act, and then it brought in the children of Israel to follow him and not the prophets of Baal or something like that. Let me see. 1 second. We gonna probably try to pull it up real quick, because our people following Satan. There's a lot of us. They need to see the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Let's see if I can find it.
Is it Elijah?
Yeah, it might have been Elijah. Yeah, with the then they say like wet up the whole altar, and then he set it on, like he made it fire. You know what I'm talking? Let me see. 1 Kings 18.
Yeah,
we're gonna see
20-ish. So I find it.
But if we don't find it, we'll just go into it another time. 1 Kings 18. And right when he said a table.
Yeah, I got it. I think I got it here. 18 and 24 says, "And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord." Right. Basically, we're both doing a sacrifice. Yeah, 18 and 24. Yeah. Prior to that, he basically, Elijah told the prophets of Baal, to basically, there was 400. It says 450 men, prophets of Baal, and he said, basically put up a bullock, and dress it and lay it on the wood. He says, verse 24 says, "And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of Yahweh, and the power that answereth by fire, let him be the power." So there was no fire, and they put two bullocks, or two basically cattle, right? A steer or a cow, right? And put it on wood, right? And they basically just put wood underneath there with no fire. And they said, if the fire happens, that's where the real power is. It says, "And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose ye one bullock for yourselves, and dress it for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And he took the bullock which was given them, and he dressed it, and called on the name of Baal. From morning even until noon, all damn day they were calling on Baal, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered, and they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awakened." So he's making fun of him, man. He mocked him.
Yeah, I can't conjure him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It says, "And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, Come near unto me. And all the people came near and unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the stones of Jacob, unto whom the word of Yahweh came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of Yahweh. And he made a trench about the altar as great as wood contained 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order and cut the bullock in pieces and laid him on the wood and said, Fill 4 barrels with water and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. Damn, this is bold, man. He poured wood poured water on the wood and on the bullock. So basically, what, to keep it damp, wet, so it's less likely to catch fire, right? And he said, do it a second time, and he did it a second time, and he said, do it a third time, and he did it a third time. And the water ran around about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord, power of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art the power in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and I have done all these things in thy word. Hear, O me, O Yahweh, hear me, that this people may know that thou art Yahweh, power, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of Yahweh fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice and the wood and the stones and the dust and licked up the water that was in the trench. Man.
Yes. And then afterwards.
You want me to keep reading?
Let's go to the point being afterwards. I believe that the Israelites, they seen it and they repented. I believe what ended up happening because they seen the power that was executed by Elijah.
Yep.
The prophet. And such, so the point being, you go into it, that people shall be willing in the day of their power, and they basically, that's
oh, here we go.
Yep.
It says in verse 39, it says, when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, Yahweh, he is the power. Yahweh, he is the power. See that?
Right. So that's it right there. They were humble, and they dropped that all BS, and they seen who the true power is. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So the people gonna be willing that they are power when they see the power through us, the men of the Lord, whom the Lord is gonna give power to. Right. All right, and they're gonna be willing. Okay. And I always bring that good account, because I've heard it through other brothers in the truth.
Yeah, one of my favorite accounts would be with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We don't got to get it, but in Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, where basically they didn't waver their faith for Nebuchadnezzar's God, right? Yeah. Nebuchadnezzar who made up those 2 golden calves, and basically said every time you hear any musical instrument, you're supposed to worship those 2 golden calves. And the Lord's men, they didn't do that. The fire was kindled, or a big, a big furnace, and it was so hot that they went to throw the men in it. The men that went to, burn the men up. That's one of my favorite accounts, God. So.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna probably leave off soon with these one. This is Ecclesiasticus 35. It's an hour. So I give. Yeah. It never fails. It says, he that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough, and he that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now we're offering our bodies as a living sacrifice, right?
God.
Right now we're sacrificing through spiritual sacrifice.
God. Yep. And it says, and he that requiteth a good turn offereth fine flour, and he that giveth alms sacrificeth praise. To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. To forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation.
Propitiation, right.
God.
Yep.
Right. So,
forgiveness of sins, right?
Yeah. So this is, right now we trying to tell y'all, the Israelites to repent real quick, man. Yep.
Propitiation, to appease the power, appease the Lord.
You want to please Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Before, like I say, this coronavirus mutates, and the rest of the plagues of famine, and all of this other insurrections, and the invasion of the troops to your house, running in your dough, kicking you out, putting you in a FEMA camp, and chipping you.
Right, and it all starts with the fear of Yahweh. Everything starts with the fear of the Lord. Yeah, the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. So all our fear and everything that consumes us is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. What can we do to please Yahweh Shem Shai? It's showing reverence, and that's what fear really is. Fear ultimately is, if I don't follow the Lord, what is He going to do to me? And that's that's having faith, that's having diligence, and that's having fear in your power. Right. Because the world teaches you that they don't have no fear. Don't be afraid because you're going to die anyways. Just do whatever you feel like you want to do. But that's not the spirit that we come in. That's not the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's not the spirit of righteousness. You have to show fear unto your power, because then the Lord is gonna judge you if you don't. The Lord gonna bring a swift and sore destruction on your people. So we gotta fear, man. Gotta show fear and reverence to Yahweh Shem Shai.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself, man. Prepare your minds for what's to come.
Yeah, before the day of judgment, prepare thyself. Yep. That's why we examine ourselves daily, So, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
look, stay updated with what's going on with the coronaviruses. Different curfews are being issued to combat the spread of coronavirus. It's just going to continue to intensify. Yep. All right. Jobs are being shut down. Municipal, different various levels. Okay. National, federal, all that. So, everybody's being affected. All right. So with that, and even in the private sector, with that, we want to give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Of course, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone.
Shalom.
Shalom to the elect where you've been scattered too. The water, of course, hopefully is edifying to you. Shalom again. Wa ba ba ba.
Wa ba ba ba. Shalom.